Hello everyone and welcome back to another evolution video sort of thing. In this episode we're going to be talking about the Pokemon from the Hoenn region that I think should get evolutions in Generation 6. So, shall we get started? Starting off today's episode is Sableye. Now I think Sableye should definitely get an evolution of some kind, whether it's into Spiritomb, probably not, but it's a possibility, or just into another bigger Pokemon or larger version of itself. I think it could do some great work with the gems on this Pokemon here. Maybe have, extra gems, green gems maybe because of Emerald, to hint at a Ruby Sapphire remake. That would, definitely push the kind of idea of it happening if they did do an evolution for this. I think it'd look pretty cool as well. It'd be Dark Ghost, so there's no weaknesses it has. So again, it might be a powerful member for a team as well. So it'd definitely be a possibility, but I don't know if it'll happen or not. I'd like to see it happen though. Next up we have Mawile. Now I know that Mawile is a Steel type. I did mention in my Fairy video it might become Steel Fairy. It's a possibility really, but I'm not too sure. I definitely think it should get an evolution though, because it's got so much potential here. We have a huge head, we have a small head with a huge jaw on the back of it. Maybe, just maybe, it evolves into two types, depending on the location or something. If it's in a dark location, the dark type, the darks takes over. So if say it were to be made into a Steel Fairy, the Dark would take over and it might become, a Steel Dark type. Whereas if it were in a light location like outside, it might become the Fairy type might take over and become Steel Fairy. So Mawile might be just Steel type normally. So a branching evolution path like that might be interesting. The Dark type might have, the jaw might take precedence, the head might go, so it should be a huge jaw on top of the body. And with a light type, the jaw might disappear completely and become kind of like an angelic Pokemon or something like that. So it's definitely an interesting idea. Next up, I've selected Torkoal here. Now at the moment it's just a single Pokemon, no evolutions or pre-evolutions at all. I think it should definitely get one though, because it's got, again, a bit of potential there. It's a volcano Pokemon, so maybe, make it a bit bigger, actually make the back on it, the back is designed as an oven. So maybe, make an open oven, make a huge hole in its back that, fire is just burning out of, to kind of get rid of the smoke. And it's definitely got, I'd like to see an evolution for it, so it'd be a bit more usable. Maybe add the rock type to it, like I'd like to see, or maybe another type like a ground, not necessarily ground type though, because we have, Camerupt and Numel from the same generation, but who knows. Now I've selected Spindash here. I think Spindash should definitely get an evolution because it's on its own at the moment, so it's not usable at all really. And an evolution would be good because then you get individual patterns for it, like Spinda. So maybe make it a bit bigger, add some more designs to it, so it can have a bit better patterning or something like that. Who knows? It definitely has potential though. I would like to see it. Now we have Zangoose. Now I think Zangoose should definitely get an evolution because it's got, again, a lot of potential. The claws could get so much bigger. You can imagine huge claws just sticking out of its hands. Give it some more awesome design on its face and stuff. Tail, could probably add a spike to the tail, who knows. And obviously you want to keep it being agile, but also you want to make it larger and more powerful. So a good mix between those two would be pretty damn good to see. And now, because we've given Zangoose an evolution, we should definitely give Sableye an evolution because, they are rivals, so if one gets an evolution, the other should too. So Sableye has, again, a bit of potential for an evolution here. It could get bigger, it could, end up standing just kind of on its tail bit instead of being along the ground, sort of like Arbok does. Its fangs could get a bit bigger. It's not, they're already pretty big right now, but, and its tail, it could have, instead of just being one blade, sort of have blades on the side of it. I'm thinking of the blade from Torchwood here, if any of you have seen it. It's in the first episode. First episode. It's kind of got like the main blade, and it's got two sharper blades, or two like smaller blades sticking off the sides of it, which would be a deadly weapon, so maybe something like that. And next up we have Absoul. I think Absoul should get an evolution, just because it's got, again, so much potential. It's loved by so many fans, and an evolution for it will look pretty cool, I think. Its scythe could get a lot bigger, maybe like twist it further around its head so it's kind of like a whole semicircle, and it might look stupid, but it might look good at the same time, and you could make it sort of like usable and such in some way, shape or form. And its tail, again, you could make that a bit larger. Obviously you want to keep it agile again because it's an Absol, but jumping around, give it some more fur, maybe more design on its fur, some black stuff. it's the disaster Pokemon. It predicts disasters. Maybe it will turn into a dark psychic type merely because it predicts disasters. It's a psychic. You know, it definitely could become a psychic dark type Pokemon. And finally for this episode, it's not really a new evolution, but I think Love Disc and Alomomola should definitely be linked somehow for Generation 6. When Alomomola was revealed for Generation 5, everyone thought, yep, Love Disc evolution, definitely should be. But no, it never happened, and we were so confused by it. But I definitely think it should be linked. The designs are so similar, it's like, you know, they make, I don't know, trying to think of something here, they make Mime Jr. in Generation 4 and don't link it to Mr. Mime. That's what it's pretty much like. So they definitely should be linked. I was saying this again in the Unova region about pre-evolutions. They definitely should be linked. You know, no question about it. They should be linked one way or another. They should evolve. Love Disc should evolve to a Alomomola. I don't know how or when. Leveling maybe. That'd be the most obvious option. But I don't know. Maybe they want to do it another way. Who knows? So guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it a lot. And I will see you next time where we're looking at the pre-evolutions for Pokemon from Generation 3. Or yeah, Generation 3. Introducing Generation 3, you know what I mean. I shall see you guys next time. Goodbye. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, etc.